The rain hammered the Brooklyn sidewalk like fists on a coffin lid. And I stood there, soaked to the bone, watching Jake's taillights vanish into the storm-smeared night. "Don't wait up," he texted, but the words burned like a lie I'd swallowed whole. My hand trembled on the door handle of his cramped apartment. The weight of his 8-year-old brother Max, asleep inside, suddenly feeling like the anchor dragging me under. I pushed inside, the door creaking like a confession I wasn't ready to make. Max stirred on the couch, his small face pale under the glow of the TV's frozen cartoon, whispering in his sleep, "Don't go. Don't leave me again." And in that moment, with thunder rattling the windows, I realized I'd already lost something irreplaceable, not just to the brother who'd begged for my help, but to the ghost of the man who'd handed me his heart's fragile keeper and walked away without a backward glance. The call came at 2:17 a.m., shattering the fragile peace I'd built in my shoebox studio in Williamsburg. My phone buzzed like a hornet trapped in my pocket, Jake's name flashing on the screen like a warning flare. We'd known each other for what, 6 months? Casual hookups after too many whiskeys at that dive bar on Bedford Avenue? The kind of nights where bodies spoke louder than promises. He was all sharp edges and easy grins, a freelance photographer chasing gigs in the city that chewed up dreamers like stale gum. I was Aaron, the steady one, the barista/aspiring writer slinging lattes at a hipster cafe by day and scribbling half-formed stories about lost boys by night. We weren't boyfriends. We weren't even friends with benefits anymore. Just two guys orbiting the same messy constellation. "Aaron? I need you." His voice cracked over the line, raw and ragged, like he'd been screaming into the void. "Max is burning up. Fever's through the roof. I gotta get him to the... But my mom's in Jersey. I can't do this alone." His little brother, the kid he dragged to our hangouts a couple times, all wide-eyed curiosity and sticky fingers clutching Jake's sleeve. 8 years old, orphaned in the abstract sense, parents gone in a car wreck 2 years back. Jake stepping up like some reluctant superhero in worn Converse. I'd seen the photos on his fridge, Jake at 22, cradling toddler Max on a sun-drenched Jersey Shore beach, both of them laughing like the world couldn't touch them. But that world had. "I'm coming," I said, already yanking on jeans over my boxers, heart slamming against my ribs like it had somewhere to run. "Which hospital?" "No, stay with Eli. He's crashing at my place tonight. I can't leave him alone." Eli? The name hit like a sucker punch. Eli was Jake's roommate, the one he'd mentioned in passing. The ex-army guy with tattoos snaking up his neck and eyes that could freeze hell over. I'd scrolled his Instagram once, late-night jealousy gnawing at me, wondering why Jake's arm always slung casual around those broad shoulders in the pics. "You sure?" My voice came out steadier than I felt, but inside, doubt coiled like smoke. Why not call Eli? The one who shared his bed. His life? Yeah. Eli's out cold, long shift at the firehouse. "Please. Aaron. You're good with kids." The pause, heavy as the rain starting to patter against my window. "I'll owe you big." I grabbed my keys, the city a blur of neon and puddles as I Ubered across the bridge to his Bushwick walk-up. The stairs smelled like curry and regret, and when Jake flung open the door, Max limp in his arms, sweat beading on his forehead, something in me fractured. Jake's eyes, Those storm-gray eyes that had pinned me against alley walls and whispered filth in my ear were wide with terror now. Not lust. Thanks, man, he muttered, thrusting a backpack at me. Fever meds in the side pocket. Call if he wakes up screaming. I'll text updates. And then he was gone. Max's whimpers echoing down the stairwell like accusations. Eli snored from the bedroom, the bear in repose, his flannel shirt rucked up to reveal abs that spoke of discipline I could never match. Tiptoed past, settling on the lumpy couch with Jake's ancient laptop, pretending to work on my novel while my mind spun scenarios. What if Max didn't pull through? What if Jake never came back? The apartment was a shrine to their fractured life, framed prints of Jake's photos on the walls. Max's finger paintings taped crookedly beside them. A half-empty bottle of bourbon on the coffee table from our last date. By dawn, my phone lit up, stable. Dehydration. Staying till morning. You okay? I back ya. Kids out cold? But attached a photo of Eli's abandoned work boot by the door. A petty jab I regretted instantly. No response. Eli stirred around noon, padding out in boxers that left nothing to the imagination, rubbing sleep from his eyes. You, Aaron? His voice was gravel, friendly enough, but his gaze lingered, a sizing up, like I was the intruder in Jake's domain. Yeah. Jake's at the hospital with Max. He nodded, scratching his stubbled jaw. Kid's a trooper. Jake worries too much. He poured coffee, black as sin, and slid a mug my way without asking. We sat in awkward silence, the TV droning some Yankees rerun, until he cracked a grin. Heard you make a mean pour-over. Jake won't shut up about that cafe of yours. I forced a laugh, heat creeping up my neck. It's just coffee. Nah. It's an art. Like his shots. He gestured to the walls. And for a moment, the air thickened with unspoken territory. Eli was solid. Rooted, I was adrift, chasing sparks in the dark. Jake burst in at 3 p.m. Max dozing against his shoulder. 4 brews blooming on the kid's arm like a purple medal. Hero time, Jake announced, his exhaustion cracking into relief as Max mumbled. Ice cream? We celebrated with takeout Thai from the spot on Knickerbocker. The 4 of us crammed around a table scarred from too many late nights. Max perked up, chattering about Pokemon, his fever dreams turning into wild tales. Eli ruffled his hair. Jake's hand brushing mine under the table, accidental? Maybe. But electric. Couldn't have done it without you, Jake murmured later, as Eli tucked Max in. His fingers lingered on my wrist, thumb tracing the vein there, and I swear the room tilted. That night, as I gathered my jacket to leave, Jake pulled me into the hallway, the door clicking shut behind us. Stay, he said. Not a question. His mouth crashed into mine, tasting of pad thai and desperation, hands fisting my shirt like I'd vanish if he let go. We stumbled back inside, past the snores, into his room, a tangle of sheets and forgotten negatives. It was frantic, clothes shedding like secrets, his body a map I traced with lips and teeth, whispering his name like a prayer. Tangled in the dark, he traced patterns on my chest. Max likes you. Thinks you're a wizard or some shit. Laughter rumbled in his throat, but his eyes were serious. I like you, Aaron. More than I should. My heart stuttered. Then why Eli? He stiffened, rolling away. It's complicated. His family. After the accident, he helped. But this, he gestured between us. This is real. I left at sunrise, stealing kisses in the stairwell, promising to text. But as the subway rattled me home, doubt not, real? Or just another Brooklyn fever dream? The next weeks blurred into a rhythm I craved. Jake's texts lit up my shifts. Max wants your pancakes. Swing by, and I'd end up at his place, flipping flapjacks while Eli shot hoops with the kid in the lot below. We were a makeshift unit. Jake's camera clicking candid shots, me and Max building Lego empires, Eli arm wrestling Jake over beers. Laughter filled the cracks. But tension simmered, Eli's glances sharpening when Jake's hand grazed my knee. Jake pulling back whenever I pushed for more. One humid August evening, after Max's bedtime story, me voicing a pirate adventure with pirate accents that had the kid in stitches, Jake cornered me in the kitchen. Dinner. Just us. Friday. His smile was crooked, hopeful. I nodded, pulse racing. Friday came with thunderstorms and candlelight from a bodega six-pack. Eli was on shift, Max at a sleepover. We ate lo mein from cartons, wine loosening tongues. Jake talked dreams, his first gallery show, escaping Jersey's ghost. I shared snippets of my manuscript, the queer coming-of-age tale I'd buried in drawers. It's you, I admitted, cheeks burning. The lost boy finding his way, his eyes softened. Show me. We migrated to the couch, my laptop open, his head on my shoulder as I read aloud. Halting words about stolen kisses in high school lockers, the ache of unspoken love. When I finished, silence stretched, broken only by rain. Then his lips found mine. Slow this time, reverent. That's beautiful, he whispered against my skin. You're beautiful. We made love there. Unhurried, bodies sinking like we'd always known the steps. Afterward, wrapped in his arms, I dared, what are we? Jake, he said, fingers stilling. I want us. But Eli, he's not just a roommate. He's my brother. Not blood, but close. Fostered us after mom and dad. If he trailed off. Jotted. Choose, I said softly. The word a blade. I am. He kissed my temple. You. Relief flooded me. But as he dozed, I stared at the ceiling, shadows dancing like warnings. The betrayal came swift, a knife in the gut disguised as normalcy. 2 days later, mid-shift at the cafe, my phone buzzed, a photo from an unknown number. Jake and Eli, locked in an embrace outside a dive bar, lips meeting in the neon glow. Caption, thought you should know. He's playing you both. My hands shook as I deleted it, but the damage seeped in. That night, I confronted him at his door, rain-slicked and furious. Who's winning the tug of war? Me or him? His face crumpled. It's not. Save it. I shoved past, grabbing my jacket. Max peeked from the hall, eyes wide. Aaron? You mad? I forced a smile. Not, kiddo. Just grown-up stuff. But inside, I was shattering. He followed me down the stairs, Please tumbling. Eli and I. It was once. After the funeral. Comfort. It hasn't been that since you. Liar. The word hung. Bitter. You said you chose. I did. But he needs me. We're all Max has. And me? What am I? My voice broke. The rain mingling with tears I hadn't permission to shed. He reached for me, but I jerked back. Don't. Don't. I fled into the night. The city swallowing me whole. Days blurred into numbness, shifts on autopilot, pages unfilled. Jake's texts piled up, talk to me. Please. I ghosted them all, building walls higher than the bridges I'd burned. Then Max called, his small voice tinny through the line. Aaron? Jake's sad. He won't play Legos. Come fix it, heart-twisting. I went. Not for Jake, for the kid with eyes like saucers, clinging to my leg the second I stepped in. Eli was absent, thank God, and Jake hovered, gaunt and hollow-eyed. We need to talk, he said after Max crashed. No. We need to end this. I kept my voice level. For the kid's sake. You're toxic. Stringing us both along like we're props in your tragedy. It's not like that. Desperation edged his words. I love you. Eli's just. Fear. Losing you scares me more. Love. I laughed. Hello. Love doesn't hide. He grabbed my arm. Eyes pleading. Sit. Prove me wrong. I wrenched free. But Max's cry from the bedroom froze us. Nightmare. We rushed in tandem. Jake scooping him up. Me stroking his hair until sobs ebbed. In that quiet, our gazes locked, raw, unguarded. See, Jake whispered. This is us. I left without answering, the hook in my chest pulling tighter. Fall crept in like a thief. Leaves bleeding gold across Prospect Park. But my world stayed monochrome. I threw myself into the cafe grind, memorizing orders like incantations to ward off memories, Jake's laugh echoing off subway tiles. The way his fingers mapped my scars from a childhood by crash. The phantom weight of Max curled against me during movie nights. My novel stalled at chapter 5. The protagonist, a thinly veiled Jake, staring at a blank page. Much like me. Eli texted once. Curt and unexpected. He's a mess. Cut him slack. I blocked the number. But slack? He'd yanked mine taut until it snapped. The breaking point came mid-October. A crisp Saturday when I wandered into a street fair on Atlantic Avenue. The air thick with funnel cakes and indie folk strumming covers of the National. I was nursing a cider, dodging couples hand in hand, when I spotted them, Jake and Max, at a face-painting booth. Max sported a lopsided tiger stripe, giggling as Jake daubed whiskers on his own cheek with exaggerated flair. My feet moved before my brain caught up, cider sloshing over the rim. Aaron, Max squealed, launching at me. I caught him midair, his arms of vice around my neck, the scent of cotton candy and kid sweat grounding me. Hey, champ. I ruffled his hair, avoiding Jake's eyes, those treacherous grays that still haunted my dreams. Jake cleared his throat, hands shoved deep in his hoodie. Didn't expect you here. Life's full of surprises. The barb landed flat. Oblivious, tugged us toward a balloon artist. We trailed him like reluctant pilgrims, the crowd a buffer against the gravity pulling us close. At a bench by the Ferris wheel, Max demanded a ride with Aaron, and Jake relented, buying tickets with a resigned smile. As the wheel creaked upward, Max chattered about school bullies and his new comic obsession, his small hand trusting in mine. Below, the city sprawled, brownstones like forgotten stories, the East River glinting like a promise unkept. "You look good," Jake said softly. Once Max was distracted by the view. "Missed that smile." "Don't." But my resolve wavered, the altitude thinning the air between us. He leaned in, voice low. "I ended it with Eli. For real. Told him last week. He's moving out next month." The wheel jolted to a stop at the top, suspending us in limbo. My pulse thundered. "Why now?" "Because losing you gutted me. Every day without your texts, your voice reading those stories. It's like breathing smoke." His hand found mine. "Tentative. Second chance." Max whooped as we descended, oblivious to the chasm narrowing beneath us. We walked him home through leaf-strewn streets, the kid's energy a bridge. At the door, Max hugged my legs. "Stay for pizza?" Jake's eyes pleaded silently. I caved. That night unfolded like a truce, board games with Max, Monopoly, where Jake bankrupted hilariously fast. Pizza grease on chins, laughter bubbling unbidden. Eli's absence loomed, a ghost in the empty armchair, but Jake filled the space with stories of his latest shoot, a queer pride rally in the village. Portraits of drag queens fierce as Valkyries. After bedtime, wine flowed, loosening knots. "Read to me," he urged, pulling my laptop from my bag. I hesitated, then dove in, Chapter 6. The one where the protagonist confronts his fear, kisses the boy under fireworks. Jake's breath hitched at the climax, his hand squeezing mine. "That's us," he murmured. Fireworks and all. We tumbled into bed, rediscovering rhythms with a tenderness sharpened by absence. His touches were apologies, my responses forgiveness. Dawn found us entwined. His whisper featherlight, "I love you, Aaron." No more games. "I love you too," I breathed, the words a leap. November brought tentative normalcy. Dates, walks in the cloisters, where medieval tapestries whispered of doomed romances, brunches at Sarabeth's, mimosas chasing away winter's bite. Max integrated seamlessly, dubbing me Uncle Aaron after I taught him to bake snickerdoodles, his favorite, apparently. Jake's camera captured it all, us three at the zoo, feeding giraffes, Thanksgiving at my sister's in Queens, where Mom eyed Jake suspiciously until he charmed her with pie-cutting skills. But cracks spiderwebbed beneath the surface. Eli's move-out dragged, logistics, Jake said, but I caught glimpses, late-night calls. Jake's voice hushed and tense. "It's not like that," he'd assure me, pulling me close. I wanted to believe, but doubt was a persistent itch. The holidays amplified it. Christmas Eve, string lights twinkling in Washington Square Park. Max's eyes alight at the tree lighting. We skated hand in hand. Jake and I, Max clung to my neck like a koala. Laughter echoing off the arches. Later, mulled wine at a jazz club. Jake's knee pressed to mine under the table. "This is it," he said, eyes shining. Family. But as midnight tolled, My phone buzzed, a text from an old hookup. Harmless flirtation. Jake saw, his face shuddering. Who? Jealousy? Raw and unfamiliar from him. Just a friend. I deleted it. But the seed planted. New Year's dawned with resolutions and revelations. Eli finally gone. His room a blank canvas, Jake painted over with my touch, shelves for my books, a desk for my writing. Our space, he called it. We rang in the year on his fire escape, fireworks blooming over the skyline, his kiss tasting of champagne and forever. Yet, whispers persisted. Mutual friends at a gallery opening heard Jake and Eli had a thing again. Drama. I brushed it off. Gossip? City poison. But sleep evaded. Nightmares of taillights and rain. Valentine's was a masterstroke. Jake blindfolded me, leading to a rooftop picnic under strung bulbs. Heart-shaped cookies from my recipe. Max delivered a handmade card, stick figure us holding hands. Be mine, Jake asked. Ring not on finger but in spirit. A silver key to his place dangling from a chain. Tears pricked. Always. That night. Passion reignited. Bodies a symphony of reclaimed trust. But in the afterglow, his phone lit up, miss you already. He sent hours ago. During our dinner prep. I feigned sleep. Heart fracturing anew. The confrontation brewed slow, erupting in March's false spring. I'd taken a rare day off, intending surprise waffles, but arrived to find Jake's door ajar. Voices murmuring within. Eli's timbre, low and urgent, you can't keep pretending. We both know. I froze in the hall, pulse roaring. Jake's reply. Anguished, I love him. Illy. This is different. Is it? You're miserable. Hiding who you are. Silence. Then a sigh. Maybe. But Max needs stability. And you need truth. The door swung open then. Eli emerging. Eyes widening at me. Aaron. Jake followed. Baling. What? How long? Long enough. I backed away. The key burning in my pocket. Stability? Or just another lie? It's not, Jake lunged. But I was already descending. Stairs blurring through tears. He caught me on the sidewalk. Rain starting again, fate's cruel motif. Hear me out. You chose? Remember? Twice now. Words lashed. Drawing blood. I'm done being the backup. Eli appeared at the window. Watching silent, a sentinel to my unraveling. Jake's face crumpled. Don't leave. Please. I can't lose you too. You already did. I hailed a cab. The door slamming like finality. As it pulled away, Max's face pressed to the glass, waving confused. My heart shredded. Weeks dissolved into isolation. I sublet a sublet, crashing at a friend's in bed stewie, novel abandoned, shifts a numb haze. Jake's voicemails piled, sobs, silence. Max's drawings slipped under my door, crayon hearts pleading come back. One night, rock bottom, alone in a blackout bar. Whiskey burning paths to nowhere. A stranger's hand on my thigh. I bolted, vomiting in the alley. The city's indifference a mirror to my soul. Dawn brought clarity. I called my sister, I need help. Therapy started haltingly, a queer-affirming shrink in Chelsea. Sessions unpacking the why. My fear of abandonment? Rooted in Dad's exit when I was 10. You're worthy, she said. Alone or with. Spring bloomed mocking. Cherry blossoms in Central Park a slap. I ran their mornings, pounding pavement until lungs screamed freedom. Then, the call, Max's school. A fight. He won't talk to anyone but you, the counselor said. I went. Jake waited outside, haggard, chain smoking. He punched a kid calling him fag orphan. And said, Max curled fetal, bruises blooming. They said Jake's weird. Like us. I held him, rocking. You're not weird. You're brave. Like your brother. Me and the kid, about feelings. Rainbows. The world's cruelty. Jake joined later. Tentative. Thanks for coming. For him, my voice steely. Not you. Eli had vanished, transferred stations upstate. Rumor had it. Jake confirmed. Eyes downcast, he was right. I was scared. Of everything. Scared of what? Loving me? Scared of failing. Like with Mom and Dad. Tears tracked his cheeks. But losing you? That's the real failure. Mextered. Hugging us both. Family hug. We complied. The embrace of fragile mend. Summer scorched the city into submission. Asphalt shimmering like regret under the relentless sun. I kept distance. A tightrope walk. Weekly park playdates with Max. Supervised by a chastened Jake who arrived with iced coffees and no expectations. The kid was my anchor. His unfiltered joy a bomb, chasing pigeons in Washington Square. Ice cream melting down chins at Brooklyn Bridge Park. Why can't you stay for dinner? He'd pout. And I'd ruffle his hair, murmuring, Buddy. Jake respected the boundary. His presence a quiet orbit, lingering to chat about Max's swim lessons. Slipping dog-eared poetry books into my bag. Walt Whitman. Lines underlined about comrades' embraces. Thought of you, he'd say. Eyes hopeful but hands to himself. My writing thawed. Chapters flowing in stolen cafe hours. The novel evolved, no longer Jake's shadow. But my own voice, queer resilience amid heartbreak. Love not a battlefield but a garden. Weeds and all. My therapist nodded approval. Growth isn't linear. Aaron. It's messy. Like life. Messy suited July. When Jake's gallery show loomed, a queer archive exhibit in Chelsea. His photos of everyday intimacies, 2 men stealing a kiss in a diner booth. A trans teen's defiant gaze. He invited me neutrally, Max insists. But if it's too soon. I went. The space hummed, art crowd sipping Pinot. Murmurs of admiration. Jake in chinos and a button-down. Nerves vibrating as he mingled. Max tugged my sleeve. Look, that's us. A print. The 3 of us on the Ferris wheel. Captured mid-laugh. Golden hour gilding our faces. Jake's gaze from across the room, vulnerable. Searching. At the reception's edge. He approached. What did you think? Raw. Honest. I sipped wine. Said he. Like you. When you let yourself be. His smile flickered. Trying. For real this time. Max yawned. Cueing exit. In the cab. Kid dozing between us. Jake's pinky brushed mine. A question. I didn't pull away. August brought heat waves and heat lightning. Our family outings escalated. Coney Island, where Max dared us on the cyclone. Jake's screams mingling with mine in cathartic release. Boardwalk fries, his shoulder bumping mine as waves crashed. Remember our first time here? He asked. Voice low. With the storm. I nodded. The memory visceral, rain-soaked Ferris wheel. His confession. Feels like coming full circle. Hope laced his words. I tested waters. Coffee? Just this. MI Cafe. Neutral ground. We talked rebuilds, his therapy start, unpacking foster scars, my manuscript queries, rejections stealing resolve. Laughter crept in, old rhythms resurfacing. One humid night, post-Max bedtime at his place. Wine unstoppering truths. I betrayed you, he admitted. Glass trembling. Not just with Eli, by not choosing myself first. Hiding behind family. I nodded. Throat tight. It gutted me. Felt like I was the fool. Pouring everything into a mirage. You're not a fool. His hand covered mine. You're the realest thing I've known. The kiss ignited slow. Tentative, lips brushing. Seeking permission. I granted it, pulling him closer. The dam breaking in size and shed clothes. Reunion was revelation, bodies remembering, but souls deeper now. Touches laced with forgiveness. Fall whispered in with equinox winds. Leaves carpeting the high line like confetti for second acts. We dated properly, dinners at hole-in-the-wall Italian in Little Italy. His head on my lap during indie films at Nighthawk. Max thrived. School reports glowing. His Uncle Aaron drawings adorning our fridge, yes. I'd all but moved in. Duffels migrating week by week. But conflict loomed. Insidious. Jake's ex-gigs dried up. Freelance droughts hitting hard. Bill stacked. His mood fraying. Can't let Max see this, he'd mutter. Pacing nights I found him staring at negatives. Lean on me, I'd urge. But pride walled him. Eli's shadow lingered too, sporadic texts Jake deleted. Just check-ins. I trusted. But vigilance prickled. Thanksgiving tested. My family full house. Jake nervous amid turkey and queer aunts swapping stories. Mom pulled me aside. He looks at you like you're oxygen. Kiddo. Don't let fear steal that. Words echoed as December chilled. Holiday bustle masked undercurrents. Jake snapping at a delayed check. Me biting tongue on overspending sprees for Max's gifts. Christmas morning, chaos of wrapping paper. Max's glee at a new camera, Mini Jake edition. But later, alone. Jake confessed. Eli offered a loan. No strings. My gut twisted. Take it? No. But pride's expensive. We argued, first real one, voices hushed for the kid. We're partners, I insisted. No secrets. You're right. He deflated, pulling me close. Team. New Year tiptoe gentle, rooftop toast. Resolutions whispered, therapy consistency. Joint savings. Fireworks burst. His kiss sealing vows unspoken. Winter deepened. Snow blanketing the city in hush. My novel sold, small press. But mine, launch party at a cozy bookstore in Park Slope. Jake beamed. Max hawking copies to strangers. My uncle wrote it. Pride swelled. His arm around me amid applause. But spring unearthed the storm. April showers brought Eli back, unannounced, duffel in hand. Need a couch. Lost my place upstate. Jake's face, deer in headlights. The timing. Eli's grin wolfish. Family helps family. Right. I arrived post-shift to find them beers deep on the couch. Max asleep nearby. After fizzy. Familiar, cut deeper than knives. Aaron. Eli boomed. Too hardy. Join the reunion? Jake's eyes pleaded sorry, but discomfort coiled. Nights blurred, Eli's stories dominating dinners. Jake retreating into silence. Jealousy? No, betrayal's echo. The old wound festering. One whiskey-fueled eve. I snapped, what's the play here? Rehash the past. He recoiled. It's temporary. He's leaving soon. Eli. From the kitchen, chill. Not stealing your boy. But his eyes said otherwise, possessive. Lingering. Max sensed the rift. Clingy and quiet. Don't fight, he'd beg. Hugging knees. The blow fell mid-May. Jake's show follow-up, a queer film fest panel. I prepped notes. Supportive. But he bailed last minute. Eli's truck broke down. Helping. Fury boiled. I went alone. Panel a blur of spotlights and solitude. Post-event. Bar hopping to numb. A text. Where are you? Eli's fine. Miss you. Too late. I crashed at a friend's. Silence my shield. He showed at dawn. Disheveled. What happened? You happened. Tears hot. Eli's not the issue. Your indecision is. Again. It's not. Protest died. Good. I'm trying. Try harder. Or let me go. He chose words. Stay. I'll make it right. But right eluded. Eli lingered weeks. Job hunting. Tension crackled. Jake torn. Me withdrawing. Max's birthday loomed. A forced cheer amid cake and piñatas. That night. Post-party cleanup. I found them. Jake and Eli in the kitchen. Embrace too tight. Lips brushing in what looked like goodbye or hello. Heart plummeting. I slipped out. Cab to nowhere. Voicemail left. Choose now. Him or me. No more halves. Radio silence till morning. Always you. Eli's gone by noon. Relief warred with wariness. Confrontation at home. Eli packing. Sheepish. Never meant to. Save it. I turned to Jake. Proof. Not promises. He nodded. Eyes glistening. I swear. Summer sweltered again. But trust rebuilt brick by brick. Eli vanished for good. Idaho. Some ranch gig. Jake and I therapy tandem. Couples sessions unpacking codependency. Boundaries drawn in ink. August healed. Vacation. First real one. Jersey Shore. Echoes of old photos. Max built sandcastles. We walked dunes hand in hand. Sunset kisses salty sweet. This is home, Jake murmured. Back in Brooklyn. Life stabilized. My book tour mini hits. His steady gigs at a mag. Max's school play. Him as the brave Tin Man, us cheering loudest. But autumn winds carried whispers. Jake's distant stares. Phone checks when he thought I slept. Paranoia? Or pattern? The climax crashed Halloween Eve. Streets alive with costumed revelry. We'd planned a block party bash. Max as Spider-Man buzzing. But Jake vanished mid-prep errand. Back soon. Hours ticked. Panic clawed. Max wilted, "Where's Jake?" I called voicemail. Then Eli's number, unblocked in desperation. "He's with me. Bar on Myrtle. Call me." Heart leaden. I went. Figgy. Slurred and swaying. Eli's arm steadying. "Aaron." Jake slurred. "Spotting me. Just talking." Eli's smirk. "Old times." Fury ignited. Talking? Or falling back? Jake lurched forward. "No, swear." Punch landed. On Eli's jaw, crack echoing. Chaos, shouts. Max's distant cry as neighbor brought him. Cups? But fracture clean. In the aftermath, Eli nursing ice pack. Jake sobbing apologies. I shattered. This ends. All of it. Winter gripped the city like a vice. Snowdrifts muffling the screams I swallowed daily. The apartment, once sanctuary, became mausoleum, Jake's photos mocking from walls. Max's toys scattered like shrapnel. I packed in silence, duffels bulging with half my life, while Jake hovered, eyes red-rimmed. "Don't. Please. We can fix this." Fixed. I left. Brittle. You punched the last nail in. With every half-truth. Eli slunk out post-fist fight, mumbling curses. But his parting shot lingered. He'll crawl back. Always does. Jake collapsed against the door as it clicked shut behind me. "I love you." That's not a lie. Then why? My voice cracked. Bags at feet. Max peeked from his room. Teddy clutched. Silent witness. Jake knelt. Reaching for the kid first, instinct. Blues. Because I'm broken. Foster kid scars. Losing parents. Eli was safe. Familiar poison. And I'm what? The cure that burns. Tears escaped. Hot traitors. No. You stood. Cupping my face. You're the light. But I dimmed it. Forgive me. Max toddled over. Hugging my legs. Sit. Aaron. Please. The plea gutted. I scooped him up, burying face in his curls. For you, kiddo. One more try. Rebuild was glacial. Ground rules etched, no Eli contact. Full transparency, phones open. Therapy mandatory. Jake Doven. Sessions spilling into nights of raw confessions. His bisexuality tangled in foster shame. Eli's comfort, a crutch post-crash. I chose wrong because I forgot how to choose right. I unpacked too, my patterns. Chasing unavailable men from dad's ghost. Love shouldn't feel like war. Spring thawed us slow. Couples counseling in a sunlit office overlooking the Hudson. Words weaving nets of trust. Dates intentional, picnics in Bryant Park. Where Max chased ducks while we read aloud, my novel sequel. His poetry finds. Laughter returned. Tentative birdsong. Max's therapy helped too. Play sessions unpacking family, his drawings evolving. Stick us holding hands. No shadows. School stabilized. Bullies met with counselor scripts he delivered fierce. My dads love each other. Deal. Dads. The word landed soft one June evening. Post-baseball game in McCarran Park. Hot dogs greasy. Jake's arms slung casual around my shoulders. Hear that? Dads. My throat tightened. Yeah. Summer hummed harmony. Book tour wrapped with a reading in the village, Jake and Max front row. Kid waving homemade sign, go Aaron. Sales ticked up. Enough for a down payment dream. Jake's mag gig solidified. Side hustles in queer zines. Vacation redux, Cape Cod this time. Rented cottage by the bay. Max body surfing waves. Us on the porch swing. His head on my shoulder. Marry me, he whispered one starlit night. No ring, just eyes. Earnest. Heart stuttered. Jake. Not now. Someday. When we're ready. I kissed him. Salt-lipped. Someday. Fall gilded edges. Harvest festivals in Union Square. Pumpkin carving marathons where Max's jack-o'-lantern resembled a lopsided heart. Holidays healed, Thanksgiving at my folks. Jake's pie a hit, Christmas with his Jersey kin. Aunts enveloping us in hugs and eggnog toasts. But humanity's hue demanded shadows. January chill brought Jake's diagnosis, anxiety disorder. Pills prescribed. Therapy intensified. Mornings found him pacing. Breaths ragged. Scared I'll fuck it up again. I held him through attacks. Grounding, you're not your fear. You're ours. Max navigated too. Small hands on Jake's knee, breathe with me. Dad. Resilience. Kid-sized. Spring bloomed defiant. My second book deal, Expanse. Exploring queer chosen families. Launch party, rooftop affair. Skyline twinkling. Jake's speech. Mic in hand, Aaron taught me love's not scarcity. It's abundance. For him. Tears flowed free. Applause thundering. Eli resurfaced once, letter. No return, found peace out west. Sorry for the wreckage. Be happy. Jake read aloud. Then burned it in the sink. Ashes swirling. Past. Summer crested peak, proposal proper. 4th of July on that fire escape. Fireworks popped as he knelt. Ring simple, silver band etched with coordinates of our Ferris wheel night. Marry me, Aaron. Build forever. Yes, I choked. Max whooping from below. Sparklers waving. Wedding whispers woe fall, small. Queer-centric, Brooklyn Botanic Garden. Spring cherry blossoms proxy. Vows exchanged under arbor, Jake's voice steady. I choose you. Every dawn. Mine, in storms and sun. Your home. Max Ringbear. Beaming in tiny tucks. Families mingled, mine's warmth. His Jersey fire, dancing under lanterns to Chapel Roan and Old Soul. Life post-vows, rhythm refined. Co-parenting classes. Max's soccer dad duty shared. Jake's exhibit solo, hearts and frames. Dedications to us woven in captions. Challenges lingered, money tight post-honeymoon. My tours clashing schedules. Arguments flared, you're gone too much. And you're clinging. But makeup fierce, apologies in ink. Stories co-written. One winter eve. Snow blanketing stoops. Max feverish again, echo of origins. For wait. Jake's hand in mine. Max dozing. Full circle, he murmured. Yeah. But this time. Together. Dawn broke clear. Kid on mend. Homeward. Bundled. I realized, love's not absence of betrayal. But presence through it. We'd fractured. Mended stronger, scars maps, not chains. Years blurred, Max's teens awkward, coming out at 15 with our arms open. Like you too, he'd say. Boyfriend shy at dinner. Jake's grays threading silver, my lines laughter etched. On our 10th anniversary, rooftop redux, city humming below, we toasted. To losing hearts, Jake quipped. And finding homes. His kiss eternal. In Brooklyn's pulse, we thrived, not perfect, but human.